This is Amy Moncure. As part of our Travel Tokyo series, we will visit the Sengakuji Temple, famous burial site of the 47 Ronin. We will explore a brief history of the 47 Ronin and share travel tips to help aid your visit to the Sengakuji Temple. The 47 Ronin are celebrated in Japan as first a symbol of loyalty to master, but then later as a symbol of loyalty to emperor. Let's first set the stage for the history of the 47 Ronin. It is 1701 in feudal Japan. The shogunate government has all the political power led by the shogun. Underneath the shogunate, you have the daimyos, or feudal lords, followed by the samurai warriors, and finally the villagers. The Japanese are living in a time of peace, lasting from 1603 to 1868, called the Tokugawa period, or the Edo period. During this time, the emperor was only a figurehead. Again, it is 1701. We begin with the two feudal lords Asano Naganori and Kira Yoshinaka. Both Asano and Kira served the Tokugawa shogun in the Edo castle. Asano was responsible for entertaining imperial messengers visiting Edo from Kyoto, while it was Kira's job to teach etiquette to Asano. However, Kira was greedy and corrupt and demanded bribes for his tutoring and began publicly insulting Asano. Asano refused to pay and thus would make embarrassing social mistakes. While entertaining at the Edo castle, after one such mistake, Asano flew into a rage and attacked Kira with the intention to kill him. As Kira tried to flee, Asano was pinned down. Kira only suffered shallow wounds. Because violence was strictly prohibited in the castle, Asano was sentenced to death by seppuku, or ritual suicide. Not only that, the shogunate strictly prohibited retaliation in this matter. What is interesting about the sentencing is that nothing happened to Kira. During the Tokugawa period, the law applied that two people involved in a personal quarrel would be punished equally. With Asano dead, his more than 300 samurai became masterless wandering samurai known as Ronin. 47 of the Ronin set out to avenge their master's death, spending a year and 8 months plotting their revenge. During this time, they took on the role of tradesmen and monks. The leader of the Ronin, Oishi Yoshio, went so far as to move to Kyoto and play the role of a drunk and a coward in order to lull Kira into a false sense of security that he was safe from revenge. In the early morning hours of January 1703, the 47 Ronin attacked Kira's mansion in Edo. After capturing Kira, the Ronin offered Kira the opportunity to die honorably committing seppuku. However, Kira would not, and so Oishi cut off Kira's head with a dagger. One of the Ronin was sent back to Akko, 300 miles away, to the home of Asano to report what they did. The remaining 46 Ronin marched 6 miles with Kira's head back from Kira's mansion to Sengakuji Temple, where Asano was buried. Arriving at the temple, the 46 Ronin washed and cleaned Kira's head at the well and laid the head and the dagger at Asano's grave. The Ronin then turned themselves into the shogunate. The shogunate officials faced the dilemma that the Ronin lived up to the samurai code of honor and loyalty, but had broken the law. The Ronin were shown leniency and sentenced to the honorable death of seppuku. With this, their relatives were spared, and the Ronin could choose their burial site. All 46 chose to be buried with their master. The 47th Ronin was pardoned by the shogunate upon his return and lived to be 87, after which time he was also buried at Sengakuji Temple. Visiting the Sengakuji Buddhist temple, you will first encounter Oishi, the leader of the 47 Ronin. In his right hand, he holds the covenant signed by the 47 Ronin. He looks to the east towards Akko, the home of his master Asano. After paying your respects at the graves of Asano, his wife, and the 47 Ronin, I highly recommend you visit the two small museums. The Masterless Samurai Memorial Hall includes a 6-minute video available in English telling the history of the 47 Ronin. Most notably, the video describes the details of the attack on Kira's mansion. Across from the museum on the second floor are statues of the 47 Ronin wearing their homemade armor. At the Sengakuji Temple, the Gishisai Festival takes place December 14th every year to honor the 47 Ronin. A parade through the streets with those dressed up as the Ronin draw large crowds as people come to pay their respects. If you have the opportunity before your visit, read The Legends of the Samurai by Hiroaki Sato. There is a great chapter titled The 47 Samurai, an Eyewitness Account with Arguments. The eyewitness account is given by Denpachiro, one of the deputy inspector generals who served in the Edo castle on the day of Asano's attack. He shares details of the investigation and some of the debate about Asano's punishment. He also served as an assistant marshal for Asano's seppuku. The Sengakuji Temple is a 1-minute walk from the Sengakuji station on the Toei-Asakusa line. The temple opens at 7 a.m. The temple closes at 6 p.m. April to September and 5 p.m. October to March. The Memorial Museum is open at 9 a.m. The museum closes at 4:30 April to September and 4 p.m. from October to March. Admission to the temple is free. The museum costs 500 yen. Hopefully, knowing the history of the 47 Ronin will create a more meaningful visit to the Sengakuji Temple. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe. Also in the description below, you will find links to our Tokyo series and other travel gear. Next stop in our Travel Tokyo series, we will go to the Samurai Museum in Shinjuku. Until next time, cheers!